2016 Jeep Renegade. This is the 4x4 Trailhawk edition, and we are going to be doing the rear brake pads and rotors. Let's get to it. And for the rear brakes today, we're going to be utilizing the CarQuest rotors and brake pads. Part numbers here for the rotors, part number here for the gold level brake pads. All right, for the rear brakes, the first thing we're going to need to do is go ahead and put this thing into maintenance mode. We already got the system loaded up. Go to control unit, chassis, anti-lock brakes, and special function. I think that's where it is. Electronic parking brake management. And right here, F1, we have maintenance mode. Maintenance mode. Activate. You can hear that, but that was the rear calipers going into maintenance mode. Procedure completed successfully. Okay. And then if we want to go back out of maintenance mode, we should just have to do this again. Deactivate. Yeah, so we just have to click that whenever we're ready. But we'll go ahead and turn the vehicle off and get to removing the rear tire. Now, these are supposed to be 17 millimeters, but as you can see, my 17 is not fitting on any of these. These lug bolts like to swell, so I'm going to end up using an 18 and kind of hoping I have enough grip to get all these out without having any kind of battle. And this would be a good time to replace your lug studs with some aftermarket ones. Alright, if you're going to run into this problem, which you probably will, where your lug bolts are getting seized inside of your socket because they're so swollen, smacking them around the collar will get them to loosen. And once you remove it, either your little cap is going to come off, or you can easily get it off with a flathead screwdriver. You can see ours is loose now. And this is the part that swells because they want to make these cheap lug nuts or lug bolts. Well, they make them out of both rather than actually caring about the product you're making. Now they just want to make everything as cheap as possible. And there it is without the cap. They should just put this on. I'd rather have not shiny chrome caps than have to deal with this stupid thing 20 times if you're doing all four brakes. Of course, this rim wants to fall off. Forgot to mention, I did this on the front brakes, but make sure you have a hold on that rim because when you take off that last lug bolt, the only thing holding it on is this little lip right here, and that rim can easily slide off of that, break your toe, or worse. All right, now let's go ahead and break our caliper bolts loose. They are a 1/2 inch. They're gonna want to spin because why would anything be designed well? So you need to grab that inside nut on the guide pin and hold that while you loosen this. And there we have our guide pins. Make sure you check these, make sure they're nice and loose. Go ahead and remove your old brake pads. And your old hardware. Next, behind here, we'll go ahead and remove our 2 caliper mounting bracket bolts. These 2 bolts right here. They are 17 millimeters. Next, we're going to remove our rotor. In order to do that, we need to remove the rotor bolt right down here. It is a T30. That was nice and loose. And go ahead and remove that rotor bolt. Oh, that one came right off. Nice. Let's go ahead and put our brand new rotor on. Making sure to align it with our rotor bolt at the bottom. Doesn't need to go down hard, just put it down good enough so it doesn't fall out. If you put this thing down too hard, in a couple years when you need to change your rotors again, it's gonna be an absolute nightmare. So save yourself the problem. Just put that down nice and tight, don't go crazy with it. Next, and a very important step, get yourself a can of brake parts cleaner. And we're going to spray down the rotor, front and back. Give it a good yet quick soaking. And the reason that we do this is because when these rotors are manufactured, they cover them in oil so they don't rust while they're sitting in their boxes. And obviously we don't want oily rotors. It's gonna make a bunch of smoke when you start driving if you don't wash that stuff off. And your brand new brake pads will actually absorb that oil that's on the rotor, and it will diminish the life expectancy of the new brake pads. And obviously we want them to last as long as possible. Next, we're going to compress our caliper. As you can see, Dodge decided to come out, well, I say Dodge, Jeep, whatever, decided to come out with their own little 3-prong one, nice and cute, to try and make it difficult for people at their homes to do these. I'm just going to go ahead and grab an 8 die and put it on there. As you can see, it's going to hold one, and then when the tool is actually assembled, it'll hold it in 2, and that's more than enough for me to get the job done. Put this down nice and tight, and on some of these you can actually start the compression and putting the caliper back in. If maintenance mode works all the way, you should almost be able to put this in like a regular caliper. As you can see that this is just still going in, which is exactly what I want to see. I'm really putting this in with my hands. I should have just grabbed a big old wrench and push this thing in or something, or my C-clamp. And there you go. I didn't even need this tool. And inside of your brand new box of brake pads, you will hopefully have a brand new set of hardware. Go ahead and install these. As I put them on there the right way, I guess. Put them down just like that. There's no way that's right. And we're gonna go ahead and install these straight down like so, while pressing kind of at an angle to swoop it down. And what you need is these hooks right here. These are retainer springs for your brake pads, and they're going to allow the brake pad to travel inwards. And you see how that's pulling back on that? That's exactly what you want it to do. Bending them out a little bit like I just did will help you with installation. You want to make sure obviously that those are always onto the outside. So these are the brake pads. So the brake hardware is actually not a single piece. They are designed. I somehow grabbed 4 of the exact same ones. No, here we go. There's 2 different designs. See, one will go one way, one goes the other. You need to go back to your bag, like I'm gonna have to do, and get the right size. And with our hardware installed, I'm gonna go ahead and reinstall our caliper mounting bracket. Make sure you put both of them in a few threads beforehand, because if you don't, you're gonna have a nightmare trying to line this thing back up. And we'll go ahead and put them back down. Go ahead and get our brand new brake pads, and we're going to put a little bit of brake pad lubricant right here. Just a little dot on each one. And we'll go ahead and begin installing our brake pads. That a little more difficult than I was expecting. And for the inside brake pad, you're going to want to use the one with your wear indicator. That's this piece of metal right here. As you can see, when the brake pad wears down to a certain point, this little piece of metal is going to start dragging into the rotor, making a high-pitched squeal and letting you know that it's time to change your brake pads. And this brake pad goes on the inside of the rotor because this is the side that your piston is actually on. So typically, your inside brake pad will always wear down faster than your outside brake pad. Go ahead. Put our fancy schmancy electronic controlled e-brake unnecessary freaking things caliper on there. That's the long name. Most people don't know that that's the long name for these calipers. I'm basically just grabbing this inside nut right here to prevent it from being able to turn. You can see how it's turning and we're getting nowhere. Just going to grab that and hold it as best I can. Well, I was able to do it for the top one. Just when we get so lucky. Put these down. And just like that, you just replaced your own brake pads and rotors. I knew you could do it. I didn't doubt it for a second. Go ahead and put your wheel back on. Probably a good idea. If your lug nuts were as bad as mine are, go ahead and replace them. They are not worth dealing with. Get yourself some aftermarket ones. Maybe some of those like will come with the little key to protect your rims or whatever. You know, you should probably be able to find something pretty cheap on Amazon or eBay. These OEM ones from Ford, Chevy, Dodge, they're useless. They piss off every mechanic. They're just the worst things ever. They swell and you got nothing that'll get them off. So probably best just go ahead and get yourself some aftermarket lug nuts and never deal with this problem ever again. But other than that, this video helped you out. Leave a like. Don't forget to subscribe. See y'all next time. Pump your brakes. Don't forget to pump your brakes. You need to pump your brakes to have these calipers reset. Alright, or else you're going to put this thing into reverse and drive out of your driveway and you're not going to stop because you're not going to have your pads are not going to be engaging onto the caliper. Pump your brakes.